to come to Scientist because I want to hear his thoughts before we listen to Santa himself. So, Scientist, what do you have to say?
Can you hear me?
Okay,
Hello,
close.
hello. Can you hear me?
I can
I'm
hear
here.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I'm very proud of is I can say I was there. It's not a hearsay,
Mm.
and I witnessed what happened. It's not someone told me. And when I see sometime where we have a session with Santa or whatever musician we have, I see what goes down. The producer comes, he stands in the corner, Santa and them basically do all the writing with all the composition. And then when you look on the record, you see produced and arranged by so and so producer.
Mm.
And a lot of people believe that the producer is king and the producer own and the producer. The producer has rights. But what about Santa Davis and Foley and Tony Chin and all the other people who is unaware of this money? And this thing first started back with Duke Reed and them, where there was not putting artist name on or the musician name on the album jacket, so that the musician to keep the musicians them down, to keep the musician them from collecting their publishing money and the performance money. So when I witnessed what going on, I first alerted Santa to a stream of money that was just sitting there. And they made one attempt to give this Jamaican guy the money to give everybody, but when they investigated him, them find out that he had all these warrants and all that stuff, so them took it back from him. So I took it upon myself to contact the people who I know are close to me, like Santa, and tell them about it, that they can get their money. And I've been, showing them that weirdness, and every time I get like the knowledge, like from Fitzroy with his set list, I try and spread it to all these different musicians, because I know a lot of them, were just like me. They were just young, they're talented, they didn't understand about the music side of the business, and because they didn't understand the music side of the business, a lot of money is out there for them that they aren't aware of, that's out there sitting for them. So being Santa Davis, who I go back 30 something years, tons and tons and tons of song, record tons and tons of song with him. I know the work that he puts in personally.
Mm.
I seen it.
Right.
I witnessed it. And before I come to the music, like Santa Davis, I'll give you a short of our church. No fast, when the flying cymbal just came in, that even that it caused a lot of technicians to go back to the drawing board, because when you think that your amplifier was good or your tweeter was good, here comes flying cymbal that sends everybody back to the drawing board, and as a result, it stinks. Right, Santa, it's a little bit nice in the background here. As a result of the flying symbol and these things, what they produce better tweeters, because if your tweeter can hold up the Santa flying symbol and you play it to your tube, them not running red when Santa draw him flying symbol, right? Then we know, so well, then you have a firm amplifier, have a firm tweeter system. So yeah. I see work what these guys put in, and I just get pissed off in time I know all this money's out there for them, and purposely keeping them in the dark to keep that money.
Right.
Bunny said that too, though. Bunny said that about the flying cymbal too. He said that they had to keep on going back and forth between the studio and recording it because they couldn't really. It was such a new sound of psh, psh, and they just couldn't control it. So it's like you gotta give a lot of credit to Santa for bringing that up.
Okay. Well, thank you, scientists Fitzroy Francis and Dubby Do. I want to come to Santa. Take us. You've been so many years in the industry, and we've got like an hour or just over an hour to get your explanation as to what you went through. Rather than maybe give us a history lesson today, tell us how you got in the industry and how things started going pear-shaped for you. Santa.
Yes, greetings family. Yeah man, my name is Santa Davis, Carlton Davis, also known as Santa Davis, and I've been in the business since 1969. So I think that will put us to present day, like what, 40 something years, 46 years, whatever.
Wow.
And yeah, I've been drumming all this time, you know, and being a part of the music community and the recording community from that time to this time. So
Okay.
yeah, you know, I'm very honored to be on this program. I came from the sound system era because when I was growing up in the 60s, you know, I used to, you know, there was a lot of sound systems, and it was just music all the time. You hear music every weekend. There were 3-4 sounds string up in the area.
Okay.
And then that was my first love. You know, it was surrounded by so much music that you couldn't help but be involved. So I was a drummer also in a drum corps, and that kind of started my whole process of being the musician I am today. In 1969, that's when I started my professional career, right? And then it led up to a lot of, you know, live shows and mainly studio stuff. The thing is this now, it's kind of interesting to hear these things, you know, like this conversation, because a lot of what is going on in the business, a lot of musicians like myself never knew anything about the business. You know, I came into business because of the love for the music, not knowing that there was also a business aspect to the thing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of these rights that were denied us was because of ignorance. Because in Jamaica, you know, I mean, people, it wasn't really adept to, like, okay, the publishing rights and all these mechanical rights or whatever you want to call it. You know, we didn't know about that. I just thought, okay, you go in the studio with somebody and they so-called hire you. Sometimes, I mean, a lot of time we didn't get paid. We got old and said, we're going to pay you next week. That never happened. But we went in the studio and didn't realize that when we were sitting there, you know, putting all these songs together, you know, they bring a bunch of artists in, and then we have to be sometimes training the singer how to sing. Because sometimes they couldn't even sing. They didn't know how to, you know, pitch a note or sing what, you know.
Yeah.
So we had to do all these things, not knowing that we were the people writing and arranging the parts. You see what I'm saying? We didn't know of all those rights.
Yes.
Right? It's only today. I mean, honestly, it's when I came to live in America, and then I start to be surrounded by a lot of people. It's then I start realizing what publishing was and what all these rights were. People said, look, if you go in the studio and you give maybe one beat, boom, 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 and that beat made it into the song, you are part of the team of writers. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And here we were in Jamaica. We were, I mean, they talk about these guys, Bun Lee and all these, you know, people, 90 and all them. I mean, they were just in this, as scientists say, they were standing in the corner, basically.
Yeah.
And while we busted our brain to put these songs together, you know, and then they're going to go out and tell lies to the world that they are the writers, they are the producers. And so what role did we play in the thing? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that's been going on, and these guys been collecting all these monies, and you know, we didn't know, and that's why they say ignorance is one of the biggest problem with a lot of us. You know, because we did, you know, as I said before, it was just out of love. We didn't understand the business.
Sorry, scientists.
No, I was saying the lack of knowledge was the problem, not necessarily ignorance.
Exactly.
Yep.
It was just lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge.
No, and like, can I say credit to scientists? Man, I know he helped this panel, a lot of people out there, but me personally, I wouldn't know anything about the business side of it in writing and publishing if it wasn't for scientists. Honestly, I'd be left in the water, because he's been nice enough to always show me that.
Yeah.
A lot of people is like that out there. I know that, not just this crew of us in this panel and Santa and these people, but it's a lot of people out there who say, man, if it wasn't for scientists showing me that you have rights, you know?
Right.
Well, I have to say the same thing. Scientist is the one.
Yep.
Scientist is the one who brought my attention to the whole thing. Who brought it to my attention. I didn't know nothing about it. The scientist is the person who make me get the first check from some people that I didn't know existed. You see what I'm saying? So just like you said a while ago, lack of knowledge is one of the big problems, and a lot of these so-called producers or promoters, whatever, they knew all these things and they hid it from us. You know, coming back from the days of Studio One when they used to have people signing paper, thinking they were signing a receipt, only to realize they were signing away their rights. You know what I mean? So there was so many. It just now, since a lot of us start, you know, since the internet, you know, you can go online and you can search things out. You can get information. Slowly but surely, things start kind of like opening up to people. So you know, it's so much thing. You know what I mean? And you know, even with the flying symbol thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I was in Jamaica, people would come from England and say to me, man, you know, everybody in England, you know, they think you're a very rich man in Jamaica. Rich? I was still taking the bus. I was still asking for a ride to get to the session. And here it is that
Santa,
these people were collecting all these monies off of my work, and I'm taking the bus. I'm still trying to get to a session. Sometimes I even walk to the studio sometimes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man.
So I mean, it's really like the business, bro. If I didn't love this music, if I didn't love it,
Santa, here,
Go ahead, scientist.
but Santa, hear this. I hear this, and I brought this to Santa attention, and I'm going to say this boldly. I know whoever out
You're breaking up.
here, they might hear it and they might go to want to tell the person that. Yes, I say I'm going to make a bold statement, and to those of those who listening who might know the person, I might want to go back and tell the person. I don't care. I heard with my own 2 ears, and I brought it to Santa's attention before. Dennis Bovely saying he invented the flying symbol. I didn't believe it.
wow. You know what? I heard that too, and I was like, wow.
You remember Santa?
You know, yeah, I heard that, and I couldn't. No, the thing is this. Let me make this straight. Let me set this straight. That symbol pattern.
Yeah.
That symbol. Let me make this straight because I was called up on that one time where I did an interview, and the guy who was doing the interview, I think it was a modern drummer, and he wrote something weird, and then I was called up on it. I didn't create that style of cymbal playing, right? It was played in a lot of songs before I played.
Jazz.
Yeah, it was played. It was there. Yeah, it was.
They ride the cymbal
there.
like that. You guys used to ride the cymbal chick, Webb, and a couple guys just go.
Right.
And it became flying cymbals.
So here's the difference now. You have a version that is played. We call it. You have a version that is calypso. The calypso is like and it's more like jazz. Okay.
Yeah.
Version that I'm just trying to clarify the thing.
Yeah.
The version that I'm playing is disco. You see what I'm saying? Where it's straight up and down. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's kind of like move on from that. I didn't create that thing. But the thing is this, when I played it with such an aggressive manner.
You're the first person who played into reggae.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
No. It was in reggae before. This is what I'm saying. It was in a lot of songs. If you go back to like the I think the late '60s or whatever. I don't know if you remember a song called "Moonlight Lover," right?
Yeah.
You're my moonlight lover. It was in a bunch of songs like that. I mean, even from ska. What I'm saying is this.
That's true with the Scatolites.
Yeah. When I did it. It was in the 70s, and Jamaica is a very funny place. Jamaica catch on to stuff. But the way I played it in such an aggressive manner that it became something. And King Tubby's with that type of he was
high pass filter,
breaking up all these frequencies and all these things.
That's what made it so unique.
Yeah. He's the one that was doing all that frequency change and making it sound, you know, he brought it up because you must remember that back in the early days, people wasn't concentrating on drums. They were more concentrating on the vocals and whatever. So drums wasn't really a focal point
Right,
in
though.
the thing.
That's
The most
and
mic
that's,
in the drum.
and that's all over the
Right, right.
aggregators. That's one of
Right.
the first distinct sounds of the aggregators, because Tubby's is now mixing with the MCI and stuff in the filter, and you have the high
Right.
and you have the cymbal. He's going and it
Right.
made everybody go crazy. It's the combination of them.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
so what I'm saying, it is that I played it with a certain aggressive manner, and then with that, compiled with the mixing and all that, it made it something. So it became this big thing. But I just want to make it clear, I didn't create it, but I did it in a time when it became noticed more because of the mixing. So in a way, I have to give credit to God rest his soul, King Tubby's. You know what I mean? Because he actually mixed that thing and brought it up to a point where it became that thing. And then all of a sudden, I hear about his flying cymbal. So